Will you tell me, like, if the levels are alright as we go along? And let me know yes or no, whether they're alright or not. I'd really appreciate that, but otherwise we'll just get started here. How do I have so many hearts? Are we, like, not about, like, halfway through the game or something like that? Like, seriously, we've done, like, the first portion. I know what we need to do! We need to clean Pippet's house. Game audio might be a bit loud. Thank you. I'll fix that right now. Better or worse? Is that better? Does anyone also, maybe one of you wants to at Conan on Discord to tell him we're going cleaning Pippet's house? Although I just made this mistake again. In case that's something he definitely wants to see. I have no idea what I'm doing here, by the way. I think this is like some sort of puzzle that comes like later in the game. But I'm not sure like to what end. I think like this is where we have to like find the other propeller at some point later in the game. Seems better now, more balanced. Keep me posted, like, cause sometimes like the battle music in these things, like when the enemy nearby music like chimes in, sometimes it can just get louder. So just keep me posted on how it is. In the meantime, maybe at Conan to let him know we're going cleaning Pippet's house in case that's something he doesn't want to miss. You stupid cat. Acting so innocent out here in the sunshine. Expecting us to believe your wicked wiles, and then when we just like stroll around at night, all we're minding our own business. Look, cowering. You're going in the chokey. You're just like your father, Wormwood. My father? Yes, the one with the silly hair. Now you're going into the chokey. No, into the birdie boiler. That cat, like, I swear, it deserves it. No animals were harmed in the making of this stream, by the way. Just in case anybody was asking. Hang on, I'll just go and check on something. There we go. Yeah, without further ado, I guess we're going cleaning Pippet's house. He deserves better. This is how we're going to like win our way into win his heart and mind. It's like they say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Well, I think that he'll be a lot happier if he just has a clean house, not some dusty, rusty ass derelict piece of shit. Don't you be nice to me. Yeah, you don't need to tell me twice that the place is terribly dirty. Being pushed in the we're mad I'm being pushed in the chokey just because I'm too inattentive to realize which hidden power each one knows. I wanted to ask you if you wouldn't mind cleaning it for me. I'll even pay you. I'm on it. But I want to be very clear. I'm not doing this for you, Malara. I'm doing this for Pippet because he deserves better than this. You probably never owned one. You probably spent all your money on, I don't know. Strong Zero is like what I was going to say, because that's like the only drink I could think of. Don't act so pleased. But does anybody in the audience know what Strong Zero is? By the way? I think Trunchbull remembers which no. Trunchbull doesn't believe. That's the whole thing about Matilda, is the Trunchbull doesn't believe any of the children have hidden power at all. She just believes that they're stupid, good-for-nothing kids that'll never amount to anything worthwhile, you know? It's like when they say, like there's this one part in that part where she's coming visiting the classroom, where they say something like where the teacher says something about like breathing deeply or something like that, or don't breathe too loudly or something. And then the Trunchbull comes in and says, "Don't breathe at all," like that. It's just like, the number of sound bites that there are in that film is just unbelievable. Like, there's also this bizarre line which I just don't understand, where she says, "I like a good joke as much as the next fat person." It's like, Miss Honeywood, though, yeah, she definitely. That's the thing about Miss Honey. She believes in the hidden power in every child, you know? That's the thing. That's what's so special. Come over here and let me pay you. This is the kind of household Pippet had to be raised in. This harlot mother. You intergalactic space hussy. I don't know why I automatically, like, sat down. I thought that was part of the cutscene or something. Oh, Miss Sparkling Clean again. It feels so much better and the place isn't under a blanket of dust. Did I tell you about that, like, one YouTube poop as well? The Matilda YouTube poop? With the... where they show, like, Danny DeVito talking in the scene of the, I'm gonna tell him all about it. Fucking bitch. She's so fucking derelict. The, there's one YouTube poop where they do like the scene where, they do the scene where Danny DeVito, I actually also need to ask Fi what we need to do. What's the objective, Fi? Here I come crawling on my hands and knees. I am a worm, a worthless worm. Oh, I need to go to see the old one. The ancient one. That's what it was. Morla, the ancient one. But they do the scene where he's like selling where he comes home and he's all proud of like making a profit on the cars. But they change around the, they change like the numbers or whatever, so he's like, the next car I bought for $50, I sold it for $9, like that. The next car I bought for $370, I sold it for 16 fat American big ones or whatever, or something like that. It's just funny. Thing is, like, it's such a good film because it's based on such a good book. Like, I think, like, for me, like a lot of children, I grew up reading... Oh no, this is the part! Foot Bruce, Foot Bruce, put on your Sunday shoes, Foot Bruce, Foot Bruce. What the hell? All I need is Waka plummeting out of the sky at 300 miles an hour. Ooh, rough landing, brah. I think I might have broke something. He's just like, what? It's a bird! What? Poor Bruce is just being mind-fucked so bad now. Janet, Marty, who are you people? I was hoping that if I didn't press the button, it would just keep making that sound, like repeating that sound on loop of Bruce going, ooh, oh, ooh, 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 ooh. I figured Lord O'Holland would guide our feet. You know what I always like to think of? There was like some recording session in Japan at some point where some guy like sat in a room recording all of these weird groose noises. Like, there was some like recording session in a studio where some director was like, Give it a little more oomph, and the guy was like, ooh, ah, ooh, 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 ooh. Like, what the hell? I must say I really like this kind of dreamy Groose music that's going on. Link brings Groose up to speed. Like, Link, maybe if you weren't such a chump, people wouldn't walk all over you. It's like Groose almost kills us, and like, tails us, like, follows us, stalks us, like, makes us crash out of the sky, and then you're like, well, this is the story all about how I went down below the clouds, so I'd like to take a second, so sit right there, I'll tell you how I became a loser down here instead of just up there. It's like... I'm gonna take a sip of my espresso martini. It is freaking cold here at the moment. Like, it is really freaking cold. Like, it's that kind of coldness where technically the temperature isn't as bad, but it feels colder than it actually is. And like, I've had the heating on all day, and I just can't get the house warm. Like, I can't get the house feeling cozy. So then I decided just to lean into it. I also got my hair cut this morning, so I'm like, I feel sexy. It's time for a sexy cocktail, so I'm going to make an espresso martini and stream Skyward Sword HD. Grooseland. Is that what he calls it, isn't it? Yeah. Adventures in Grooseland. Untitled Groose game. Groose is like, let's just rough her up, get some answers. Are we, like, entering into the part of the game where we have to fight the same boss, like, 6 times, and do, like, the shitty timed stealth sections, like, 3 times? Like, is that the part of the game that we're entering into? Because I think, if I remember correctly, when I played it on the Wii, that's the part of the game where I was like, fuck this shitty game. Quantity time, Helga. You can never have enough big white belts. Now it's off to find that old lady you were talking about. Off he goes. Oh well. Maybe maybe this is the best place for Groose, you know? I always think, like, Groose is, like, that classic character who feels, like, a lot of... Like, I think Groose just feels, like, a lot of social pressure. He's like, I've got to be, like, the big, tough jock guy or whatever in town. And I think he lets that, like, dominate what his personality is. Is this, like, the right way? Should I maybe, like, look at a map? So where do we want... Oh, we want to go up to the sealed grounds, which is this way, isn't it? Not the deep woods. We want to go here. I love how all of these motherfuckers are, like, Machi, Erla, Lopsa, Ulo, Bucha. Zendaya is Machi. LeBron James is Erlo. Danny DeVito is whatever. That's a funny video if anyone has, like, never seen it. That's actually, like, it's actually a funny one. I don't know if it was, like, a Vine originally, the one that's like, Zendaya's Michi, LeBron James is Gwangi, Danny DeVito is Dorgal or whatever. This isn't the way to go. I think, like, the way to go is this way. Isn't it? I don't know my way around this game for shit, by the way, just in case you couldn't notice. Just one more. So how are we all doing out there tonight? And Zendaya is Michi. And Zendaya is Michi. uncommon is Stone Keeper. Where the heck? Which one of you motherfuckers stole my flow? I'm like eeny, meeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm like going the complete wrong way. Oh, here's probably some shortcut I like never opened the last time. Which would probably be saving me a lot of time right now. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it like, technically it's like a... Technically it's like a Vine guy, but it was a YouTube video. Okay, so this way? Yeah, this is the way to the sealed grounds. I should have trusted my instinct in the first place. There's just a road that leads into a wall. City planning, anybody? Wait a second. What? What's this yellow stuff? Oh, is that like not the entrance to the game? Then where do I... Maybe it is the deep woods that we go to. Well, no, it's not, is it? Because they're two different places, aren't they? If you'll just excuse me, Mr. Bokoblin, just for 2 seconds. Like, they're two different places, aren't they? And I always get, like, how did I get all the way over here all of a sudden? Farronwood's entry? Sealed grounds. Then what the hell is this? Like, this is where the dungeon is, isn't it? I guess. Let me just get up here for a second and I can like get my bearings. I should have just followed Bruce. I never thought I'd hear myself say it, but some days you should just follow Bruce. But yeah, as I was saying before, I got so, like, got driven crazy by how I have no idea where I'm going. Yeah, so that goes somewhere, but I don't think we're supposed to go there. Then I've come up here. Then there's this log over here. Which brings us somewhere. Do we have we have bombs, so we can open this now. Okay, well look, we're getting places somehow. What I was going to ask is how everyone's doing out there tonight in Hollywood. Whether everyone's having a good day. As I was saying, it is like really cold here. I went this morning to like my hair appointment to get my hair cut was at like 9 o'clock in the morning this morning. So I walked in to do that. Now where am I? I'm still, for those of you who can't tell, I'm still trying to find where I go next in the game. Because all I'm trying to do is find that place where the old woman is. And I just can't. I walked in this morning to, into town to get my hair cut. And it was freaking cold, like, and like, I'm not even that sensitive normally to it being cold in general. But, like, whatever it was about this morning, it was just extremely cold the whole time. I feel like I should just, like, go back and teleport to where I was and just go the opposite direction wherever Bruce went. Actually, let's, like, just do that right now. Like, we came in here, like, an ultramaroon. Let's just go the other direction and see where that brings us. If this is, like, if this is where we were supposed to go the whole time, I swear it was. Am I right? Yeah, like, I just didn't even need to go into that stupid place the whole time. It's right here under my nose. Bruce is probably making beautiful music with Zelda right about now, and it's all my fault. Just because I went exploring the woods, I was like some dad. I was like some dad driving his family in a car, and the whole family is like, can we please just ask for directions? Can we please just look at a map? And the dad is like, no, I know where I'm going. It's like, it's all up in the old noggin. And then they just, like, slowly get further. And they get where they need to go eventually, but it takes, like, 5 hours longer. I only speak the truth. I only speak the truth. Groose is like, there you go, talking like the Lion King again. Hey, Fairy. How are you doing? And hi, Sailboo. I think, like, the HomePod downstairs is talking to me. I think it heard me say hi, Fairy, and it thought I said, hey, Siri. And then it thought the HomePod thought I asked it, how are you? And then all I hear from downstairs is, I'm doing great, thanks for asking. Is a 5 good or bad? Like, is that one of those situations where the lower the number, the better it is, or the higher the number, the better it is? Oh my god. Groose just wants to get out there and crack some skulls. The higher the better? Yeah, well look, it could have been worse. It could have been 1. You don't want to be that person who rolls a 1. You'd be Groose right about now. That must be painful as well, like that she has that braided hair thing, like hanging back and forth. Speaking as somebody who up until this morning has been tying their hair back in like a ponytail, that shit can get painful when it gets heavy and like pulls on your scalp. And here she is sitting there for like, oh, I forgot I got that thing. No, I haven't. I actually completely forgot that I got the harp. First press X. Alright, if you say so. Now try strumming your harp. It's Final Fantasy IV, everybody. Focus and play in time with the ugh. This is gonna be fun. do have to admit, even I, as a major detractor of this game, like, that was pretty sick. That Penny has the most beautiful voice. So this morning, I went, as I was saying, I went and got... Oh my god, I have a story. This morning, I went to get my hair cut, right? And since my hair had got so long, like, it was longer than it was even when I was in college, like, because I hadn't got it cut since February of last year, since before the great demise of civilization that is the pandemic we're still going through. I had not got it cut since then. And so it was extremely long. I had these nice luscious wavy locks of hair, like Samson or something. I literally had hair. I'm going to tell you this. If you remember, like, that live action Hercules TV show from the late 90s, you know, that was like the counterpart to Xena, Warrior Princess. I literally had kind of like bushy wavy brown hair exactly like that. Like, it's crazy. But like, this, what I wanted to do was, since it had grown out so much, and I was getting it cut, I wanted to donate the hair. Like, you can donate your hair when it's a certain length for use in like wigs for like cancer patients or children with alopecia or anything like that, right? For use in wigs. So I wanted to do that. So I said that to my hairdresser. She said, yeah, that's no problem. We'll get as much length out of it as possible for that. And she did. So she cut off and tied it all up. So then, and gave it to me in like this like bag that looked like, the bag that she gave it to me in, because that's the one she had there, was like a little bag that you get if you went shopping somewhere, like one of those like cardboard bags with like a rope handle, like a small little one, almost like a little gift bag or something like that. And like, that's what she gave it to me in. So there was just like, I was walking around with this bag after getting my hair cut. I was walking around with this bag with like this like hair, just in this human hair inside it, and it just looked like a hairy thing inside in my bag, right? So that's already funny, right? Me walking around with just this like really nondescriptly with this gift bag with like a load of hair inside it, like a load of human hair. But so then, right, it gets better or worse. One of my friends is over from Germany visiting at the moment, and also there's loads of drama happening on screen, but it's not as entertaining as this. One of my friends was over visiting from Germany, so we went for breakfast this morning after my haircut, so I still had this bag of hair with me. So we sit down, we're having a good time, we eat the breakfast, I pay, we leave, then we say goodbye and blah blah blah. Like, and literally, I was there going like, oh, I need to go and buy coffee beans is what I needed to go buy. So I was like, I need to go buy them. And then I realized I didn't have the bag. I was after leaving like the gift bag full of human hair inside the restaurant. Like under the table where we were sitting. Like, even thinking about it now. So I was just like, holy shit, can you imagine if they find it and they're like, oh, somebody left their bag, and they look inside and they just see this big pile of human hair. So I was like, I need to get back there as soon as possible. So I walked back, and the same like nice waiter that was serving us the whole time was there. Which way do you want me to go, woman? Here, is it? The same like nice waiter that was serving us in the restaurant was there, and I was like, hi, I think I just left my bag under the table, can I go and get it? And he was like, yeah, work away. So thankfully the bag was just there where it had been the whole time, so nobody had found it and was horrified at finding just a bag of human hair under a table in a restaurant. So yeah, that's what it was. That's what it would look like. It would look like I was trying to curse the place, like it's some like sort of effigy from like the Blair Witch Project or something like that. So yeah, that was my story. Like, can you imagine if they had found it? But also, could you imagine if, like, the next, like, guest at the restaurant had found it? Like, they're just, like, there, and they look down and see a bag full of hair on the ground under the table. Oh yeah, whatever. I guess I was right. This is the part where we have to fight the same boss, like, 17 times. Where we have to fight the same boss like 17 times. So if you missed this stream, don't worry, there'll be plenty of other chances to watch this. If this is the part where it actually is, yeah, I think this is the part where it actually escapes and we have to fight it. If I can remember how to do that. While this cutscene is playing, I'm going to take a sip of my espresso martini. There's just something stupid looking about this boss as well, the imprisoned. Like, it's like they want it to look scary, but it just looks like something out of Sesame Street or something. I knew it. Why don't you maybe help? Isn't this what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to, like, push its toes or something? Isn't it? I think. Oh, there's, like, ones in the back as well. Like a hippopotamus. There we go. What the hell is this? What? Nice one, Harry. That's one for the clip show. I don't know, there's something just like a little bit a little bit silly about this thing. It's like, oh no, it's the imprisoned or whatever, and then it's just like as I say, just like something that looks like something like a Muppet or something like that. And I guess it's like not helped by the fact that you end up like fighting this thing like several times throughout the course of the game, so just like, yeah, like if you had to fight it once, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough, you know, it's pretty okay. But the fact that like you end up having to fight it like several times, you're just like, yeah, I don't really care anymore. You've overstayed your welcome. And as far as I remember, like the fight doesn't really even change that much. Yeah, like the big goofy feet. There's just like something about that that's hilarious to me. Like, what's faster at this stage? Like going back here and running back towards him, I would imagine. That's the way I should have done it the first time, I guess. And plus it's like, what's this thing even supposed to be? Like, it's just like some big thing. You know what it looks like? It looks like a Langolier or something. Like, if anyone remembers, like, there's a Stephen King story called The Langoliers, which is like a kind of a weird one. It's almost like Lost, right? Where like these random people end up like all in an, like, they're on a flight and then they end up in like this, I think it's like an airport departure lounge. Snuffleupagus, yeah, he's like Snuffleupagus. But I think they're in like an airport or an airport departure lounge or something, which seems like it's which seems like it's in like another dimension or something like that. Had enough. But like there's like these big like interdimensional horror creatures called Langoliers, which basically just that are obviously the titular creature of the story, and they literally just look like big flying mouths with teeth or something. That's what they're called. That's what he looks like. There's also, like, I remember, I know I don't have to ask this, but does anybody remember the Animorphs books? I'm gonna wait until I see an answer in chat. I'm gonna wait until I see everyone being like, oh my god, yeah, my childhood. Oh my god, yeah, read all of them. Oh my god, yeah. There's one yes. But, there's like, so in the... Fury, that's okay. Yeah, there's the show as well. I had like, so I had such a crush on, like, on Marco from that show when I was a child. I was like, oh my god. I probably like didn't even know it because I was like 10 at the time, 10 or 11. But he was definitely like one of my child crushes or whatever. Was Marco from Animorphs. But the covers were one of the best parts. Look at Groose, by the way. What does he have to say for himself? Oh, I wasn't listening. Thank you, Groose. I wasn't listening at all. I was too busy getting like all Han-yan about my childhood crushes. But there was this, I had like some of the books, I didn't have all of them, I had like, oh, I need to like hit it with this, isn't it? I really didn't read anything of what the woman told me. But the, what you want me to do? I had like some of the books, but one of the books I remember having was like a bumper edition because it was like a big book, like it was about the same length as about 5 of the regular books. And like the enemy in this one big bumper Animorphs book that I had was like some big thing that was made out of lots of smaller things. Like if you imagine like a swarm of bees or something, but it was like a big like flying thing with like made up of all these smaller things that used to eat things. Like it literally just used to like devour things. But yeah, that's what this like imprisoned thing reminds me of. If you want, I can spoil the ending of how they defeat the giant thing, if you want. It's not like you're ever going to read it or anything, because it's like, what, some like 20-year-old, like 20-year-old teen novel. Why are like Link's lips so pronounced there, for some reason? He literally looks like a fish in this shot. Like, just his head looks like one fish, and his ears are the fins. This is some really relaxing music, though, I must say. Groose is like, wow, I need to get a hat like that. Poor Groose. Seriously, Groose is like one of the only characters with character development in this game. It's so disappointing that it never gets explored. Like, it's like they hint at it. Like they like bait and switch you with like the vague hints of like Groose's character development, and then they just never go where they could go with it. Disappointingly. It would be extremely painful. I'll do Skyward Strike, whatever. Oh, you mean the same 3 places we've been to already in this game? Wow. It's like first it's find the 3 rocks in these 3 places. Now it's go back to the same 3 places but find 3 flames in those same 3 places. I presume it's the principal. I presume he's the guy we need to... Oh no, Zelda. But I presume it's Zelda's dad that we need to go find. Groose, what are you gonna do? It's like, sorry, but the, Use Da Vinci, don't mind me being quiet. That's alright. Yeah, that's the way it should be. That's the way it... The, like, where they should have gone with this is... Like, where they should have gone with Groose is they make you love him, because that's what they're doing right now. They, like, and I'm going to spoil the game, by the way, because I think this game is, like, what, 10 years old, so I think it's alright if I spoil it. And look, they're even like, you have your own role to play in all of this, and whatever, pee-pa-po. But the, so, like, they're making you kind of like Groose as a character now. At the start, he's just the bully, and now it's like, oh, Groose is actually kind of, like, a sensitive guy, you know? Maybe he just lashes out because he doesn't know how to feel the feels at the moment, you know? They're still teenagers when you think about it, I guess, aren't they, like 17 or something like that? So, you know, when you think about it, they're still learning how to deal with shit, you know? So they make you like him and sympathize with him as a character, and then what they should have done, this is me being the writer here, what would have been the right play, found what? Oh, butterflies?
Mm-hmm.
It's alright. So what, we play the harp? Oh, these are like the gossip stones, aren't they? Whatever they do. Boing boing. What do they even do, though? And do what? But, what they should have done is been like, Groose ends up being, Groose ends up being the original male Gerudo, if you know what I mean. Like, that's what it should have been. Like, Groose ends up being the original Ganondorf. Like, that's what it should, because then you would have felt bad about it. Like, it would have made you feel things. Like, if they had done that, you would have been like, no! That's so unfair on Groose, you know? I can't believe that they did that, because Groose is a good, harmless guy. He's not evil. Now he's being forced to be, like, an evil person, you know? You'd really feel angry about it, you know? And that would have been cool. Like, Groose could be, like, the original... Do you know the way, like, they say, like, the Gerudo is, like, a female tribe, but, like, a male Gerudo will be, like, a wizard of unbelievable power or something like that in the legends. Like, that's the way they should have gone. Like, they go to the trouble of having Groose have orange hair, dark skin, and, like, amber eyes, and then they just don't bother fucking going there. You know, it's just like, stuff like that annoys me. It's like when they go to the trouble of going like 80% of the way there, and then they just like cock tease you with the last 20%. I'm just like, fuck you, man, you know? It's like, that's the way the story should have been. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Also, we need to visit Pippet and we forgot to visit Pippet and tell him that we cleaned up his slut mother's house. There he is, my boy. You're looking pretty upbeat. Like, he's like the only supportive character in this game. Seriously? He's too good. He's too good for this dump. Now is this principal shithead's, like, room? That's it, the game theory. Hello. He's like very chipper for someone whose daughter is after like disappearing under mysterious circumstances. He's like, so any luck finding my daughter? Maybe we can go out to like crack open a few brewskis and watch the game later, you know? Sing it! Can he sing like that guy in Space Channel 5? That president guy or the mayor guy who was like Tom Jones? Probably. She is such a boss bitch in this game. She bullies everyone. She bullies Link. She bullies Groose. The two whirling sails. Yeah, that's what I was doing. The two whirling sails. I did one of them already. I've already done half of the side, half of the quest, and I didn't even know it. One of them is missing though, and I think I know where it is as well. We already found it in Eldin, like 2 streams ago. Who needs Fi, right? I only needed her right at the start to find out where the hell I was supposed to go. How do I get out of this building? Move it, football head. So I presume we don't have to do anything with one of the whirling sails that's already done. Like this one. But the other one is like over there. But it doesn't have any like propeller on it, as far as I remember. And then we have to go to Eldin Volcano. I think that's where it was anyway. Remember we found like that one thing buried in the sand. But how we'll get back there, if I'll remember where it was, who knows. Hey there, Linebeck guy. Jackamar? I never paid attention to what this guy's name is in my entire life. The story of my life. The story of my life. Most annoying song. He's like, anything to get me out of fixing this cupboard for my wife. It's like he'll leave it undone and she'll be like, Jackamar, you didn't finish fixing the cupboard. And he'll be like, yeah, well, it's not my fault, honey. Link distracted me. Talking about windmills and propellers and